Sec. Let me share my screen. Um, hurry. Sharing my screen. So yesterday I have checked in my system completely. Okay, I have not done any changes related to the show worksheet and all. Have to check your systems only. Okay, what changes, any other related changes like that. Okay, even I tried to check for what is it? We have one specific file, PA rating engine. 1 second. Yeah. PA rating stuffs, those thing also PA rating info. Okay, that also it is good only. PA rating info. So we'll check it over your system. Okay.
So I think you have to add a role in.
It's been added. Actually, 2 roles we have to add it for a particular user.
Yeah,
No,
I followed the PPT and I added the role in underwriter role, and I
restarted your system.
restarted, and I logged in, and I am able to see the show rating button and all.
The same way Rajshekhar done yesterday, but
Okay.
that was the steps. More than that, we have one other step also, but we won't touch
I
things.
I doubt like if he has added the role or not.
Okay.
But
Okay, fine. Then we'll see it. For you, it's working, right now?
yeah, for me it's working.
Okay. And Rajshekhar, have you tried after server start and all?
Yeah, but still it is not working.
Okay, let me figure, okay, once this today's session complete. You have that roles also, rating worksheet view also there, and that also there. Yeah, not a big deal. We'll see. Okay, today we'll see about batch process. Okay. Sec. So, any idea about batch process? So, what's a batch dot? Okay.
So for renewals we do batch process.
Correct. We are mostly will have we are using a batch for renewals. Anything which need to be get automated, right? Not exactly automation for speculated time. Okay, certain work has to be done. That time batch process comes into the picture. Okay, 1 sec. Let me. Yeah. Full on class. Okay. How do we configure these things in a batch process in our Guidewire Studio and all? We'll see it. Okay. Let me go for a slide. Then we'll go for practical sessions. There's quite few important things about batch process. We need to configure. Okay. Certain steps need to be get followed. And those are the steps will be asked in interview process also. Okay, what is the sequence of steps that need to be get followed to create any batch process? Okay, so that time you can go for this. So batch process overview. So that's a background process that performs the task independent of the user. Okay, so it will be running at the background. So it doesn't get any impact on the UI interfaces, user interface. Okay, batch process runs on a periodic schedule. a particular period of a time, okay, it will be get its scheduled a run of its batch. There are two types of batch process, predefined and custom batch process. What is predefined and what is custom? There is some differences. So it is already available, whatever available in the base application, that is said to be predefined batch process and created by an integration developer, not an integration. Even configuration developer can, any developer can develop it, okay. That is said to be a custom batch process. We'll be in our practical session, we'll be creating a brand new batch process, and that will be check it in the, it will be added in that batch process in the server tools, okay. Then it will have some action, any triggering an activity or deleting something, okay. Some actions will make it for custom batch process. And to create any batch process, okay, it has to be allows the periodic scheduling of work beyond the base application works, is fully configurable and fully have included trigger points also. Okay, example they have given: claim exception, policy renewal start. These are all available already in the PolicyCenter batch, is a predefined batch process. And duplicate contact finder and account inactivity. Okay, any accounts which are what is it, expired policy or keep on expired and doesn't have any activity on that account, that will be get deleted. That is in billing center. Okay, so they have given one example for each across X centers. Now we'll see it. What are all the things available in our system, PolicyCenter system? So developers, we can schedule or manually run the batch process also. Okay, we can schedule the process or you can run manually. Next is the batch process execution options. So if you check in the left side, right, they have given some detailed explanations, but I'll tell you like 3 points, 3 to 4 points you have to keep it. Remember, any batch process, okay, if you are creating a new batch process, that need to be get defined in a batch process type dot ttx, which means batch process type type list. This is the standard one. Batch process type is a type list where any new batch process can be determined and defined, okay, and the existing batch process also will be listed there. Okay, so once you create this batch process, not creating, once you're defining a batch process in this type list, you need some functionality to write, right? That things will be determined in the GoSu class. Okay, so to create a GoSu class for a batch process, it need to be get extend this one, batch process type usage. Okay, this thing will need to be get used. Any batch process class, right, that need to be get batch process base is there, that class need to be get get extended. Okay, we'll see it in the examples. And we have a periodic schedule, right? Periodic schedule, we need to do the periodic schedule, and these two categories of these things we need to be have to be run as a category element, okay, in a type list. So if it is not, you're not going to use anything, right, then it will not work. Okay, it should be a category of batch process type usage of any category. So mostly it will be in UI runnable, schedulable, okay, and API runnable also. I'll tell you each example, each thing, what is and all. And every execution option is not necessarily configured, but definitely it need to be get extended with this one, batch process type usage. Okay, that is what that explained. Okay, batch processing and messaging. This I'll explain it later, completely different one. Okay. Okay, running a batch process. How can we run a batch process? In the UI screen, when you are giving this Alt-Shift-T, right? So when it will get works, when this enable internal tools parameter in config.xml must set to true. We have done yesterday, right? For Rajshekhar system, I believe. So that need to be true always. Okay, then if you type, once you type Alt-Shift-T, you'll get that this thing. server tools and internal tools pages will be there. Okay, in that, if you click off left panel, you'll click off batch process info, you'll get all these things, list of batch process which are available in the policy center, any system, but here I'm telling policy center. To run a batch process manually, you have to click run, this one. Okay, manually. If it is a scheduled one, right, based on the scheduled time period, it will be get automatically run off it. Okay, say for example, whatever you said, right, policy renewal batch. So that will have a stipulated time period, a threshold period, like 45 days, I believe, 45 days or 48 days before the policy expiration date. Okay, it will check the time period. If that particular date is reached, okay, for a policy, it is going to expire, then this batch will be automatically get run. Okay, automatically run on the at the background of the policy center. Then it will goes to the, what's that, renewing status. I mean, from the policy submission to renewing status, it will be going it. Okay, I'm explaining the renewal flow. So once it is renewing status is done, then how it is the job status changed from the submission to renewing or policy change to renewing is through batch process only. So, or that is by schedule batch process. Okay, so here if you check here, there is certain things are available, depends on the what's it a list of batch process. Okay, that depends anything on demand, schedulable or runnable. Okay, schedulable means it will be list this filtration. Okay, filtered the batch process that can be only scheduled type. Okay, runnable means that can be run only from the batch process info list. This is the batch process info list, which means like manually. Okay, any means it will like some batch process. Okay, we can run through the API, but we are not, I have never used so far in my experience, but I'm telling like some of the batch process we can run through the API by calling of the API from the other system. Okay, um and we have refresh button, download, whatever it is, and we can check the history also. Once if it is don't want to run, we want to interrupt the service also, we can stop by giving this button. Okay, and batch process execution begins immediately when the batch process is running. The last run status columns list is process is running. This is telling about this history. Once you download the history, you'll get to know the screen, and in the screen how many times it has been run earlier. Okay, suppose you have you have got some bug, okay, in a real time, why it is keep on duplicating some record, or why it is getting run not failed, those things, right? You can infer those informations by checking of this history pages like that. We are not going to touch with these things, just for information I'm telling of it. Okay, next is scheduling a batch process. Yes, this is very important. So defining a batch process schedules, right? We have a process schedule will be done in a scheduler config.xml. So this is where for a particular batch process, okay, it will be get determined for on which day or which hour of the particular day, which day of the week or which month. Some batch process will be run only once in a month. Okay, some will be run for every 30 minutes. Some will be get run for once in a year. Okay, some I work like pesticide batch, some batches there which will be run on exactly on December 31st. So that which means some clearing of the process like that and all. Okay, so those things, the scheduling the batch process will be configured in a scheduler config.xml, where we have certain elements, keywords, process schedule element. Okay, and this is where which we describe which batch process to run off. This process schedule, under this tag, we are giving this batch process name. This is the name where you are getting from that type list. Okay, I'll show you, but yeah, to be get in the initial high level, I'm telling of it. Next is a cron schedule. It's a sub element of process schedule which describes the when it need to be get run, day of a month or day of a week or day of what hour of like that. Okay, so hours is 12 hours means it is like every 12 hours it will be get run off. Okay, 12th hour on Sunday alone. Okay. uh, Next is the restart the server to deploy the changes. Once you have done anything right, XML changes, you have to restart the server to deploy its changes. Okay. Next is the schedule a batch process. Yeah, this is they have explained it. What is we have just discussed, right? Also one schedule, your cron schedule criterion, and next schedule run. Okay. Seconds, minutes, hours, and what is it, date of month and date of week also. Suppose if you check here, this is where the placeholder which describes this details. Okay, next is the so here, if you check here, it won't run for any seconds. It won't run for minutes. It will run for the, which means you have to remember second, minutes, hours. Okay. Then day of a month, and day of a week. Okay. So here it will run for Sunday on 12th hour. Okay. 12th hour means it is around afternoon 12 o'clock. Okay. That is one.
Divya, which month here? Every month.
It's not a month. Month is said to be 0. If you're the star mark, right, it is 0. It is not, we are not determining it. Okay.
Every Sunday 12.
Every Sunday afternoon 12 o'clock, this batch will be get run. Okay. This is command line process, a batch process from an API. I told, right, through API we have to initiate the commands and all. But to be frank, I never use these things. Okay. Web servers, API syntax. This is one of the method. So many methods, right? One of the thing is using in server tools, and the other one is running a batch process from an API. Make a note of it. Might be depends on your projects. You'll get use of it. Okay. Next, how do you configure a custom batch process? Yeah, this is architecture of the batch process. Like, see, any batch process, okay, implemented by a Gozu class, and initially it will be started by a process plugin. I'll show you in the our PolicyCenter process plugin, okay, and which is being called a Gozu classes side process plugin, okay. So, and here, right, what are the things it need to be get followed in the plugin and all those activity escalation, data distribution, whatever action items it will be get in this, they are segregating in a switch type. So you want to delete something also, you can delete it, that action items, okay, that and all. If multiple action items, it goes for a switch over it, okay. And for each things they are making a, what is this is all a batch process. Data distribution is one batch process, archive is a batch process, active escalation is a batch process. So what and all you are seeing here, right, that and all available in the batch process base, that particular class. Okay, so next it's confirm what's this individual batch process base class. I'll show you this flow in our PolicyCenter. Okay, page number 15. And requirements, certain use case requirements are there to what are the what's the steps to we need to follow it. Better you can take the screenshot, because definitely in any time in the your interview purpose, right, without a batch process question, there will not be, mostly 90% of the interview panels, there will not be like that. Okay, definitely this question will be there, like what are the steps or sequence of steps to create a batch, custom batch. This once you have understand and by got the steps and tell and all, and explain with one example, that will be pretty much okay. You are understanding the concepts and very well you can execute it. Okay, that's what we'll be explaining in the interview panel. So requirements, flag the contacts that have overdue the legal reports, and batch process must execute automatically. This is a use case. okay, must execute automatically on a schedule every day at 3 p.m. 3 a.m. EST must be runnable to run the process on the via UI or by API. So you have got the story card, I mean requirements from the client like this. Okay. What they're telling is you have to overdue some reports, legal reports, and that batch process that has to be scheduled on every day at 3 a.m. Okay. And it should be runnable, UI runnable, okay, or by API. So to achieve these things, you have to design in this sequence of steps. First, you have to create a batch process type list, and the type you have to add the type code in the type list, batch process type code. Okay. Next, you have to add a categories to specify the execution options. Since they have asked by UI, okay, and API, you have to add both UI runnable and API runnable. Okay. Next, you have to create a custom batch process class and plugin class, and you have to register in the iProcess plugin entry. Okay, then schedule a config XML to determine what time it need to be run on the background. Then deploy the changes. Okay, it's pretty much 6 steps. Better to take a screenshot, please. Okay, and after that, the steps they are explaining how to create it. Add a batch process type code. Okay, first you have to write a type code on the new batch process. And what is the batch process usage of each executable type? This is said to be executable type. Okay, API runnable, schedulable, and UI runnable. If it is schedulable, right, definitely that batch process should be get determined in the schedule config.xml. Okay, and if it is API runnable, means it can be stopped and stopped through API, which means control will be done through API. Okay, if it is UI runnable from our UI page, that is server tools, right, it can be manually done. UI runnable means that is a manual run. Okay, some batch process, if it is say for example, I'm telling a conflict way, some batch process, a flag overdue legal reports, right, this one, you have created a type list, type code, okay, in this type list, and you have made a category only as UI runnable. Okay, and you are going to that schedule config.xml, and you are scheduling this particular batch process. Okay, is schedule config.xml. Like that, if you're done and you're doing deploying deploying means server starting the changes and all, it will get throw an error. Why? Because here you determine only UI runnable, okay, which is a manual type. But in the schedule config.xml, it is you are determining as a automatic batch process, okay, automatic run and all. So at the time of what's it building the class files and its type data model, these changes, it will configure, it will check for the particular batch process name, and it will check its category. It doesn't get matched with, okay, then it will throw a error. Okay, so I'm telling the conflict way. Okay, so this is what the main thing about the batch process type code. Okay. Next, how to create a custom batch process. This I'm telling in high level. We'll go it in a practical session way. Okay, so just they are creating one class with which should be extended in a batch process base, and that initializing the whatever type list which you mentioned in the type code, right? Brand new type code which you mentioned, that type list. That this is one line number 10, 11, 12, which is all important. Okay. Next is the checking initial conditions. Okay, pretty much what is it? Methods you need to override it. One is do work method. That is definitely you need any batch process classes. Okay, if you check in your system, do work method will be overridden and it should be called. Okay, then check initial conditions. It's always written true and all. It is like what is it like this preferred conditions. Okay, whatever the preferred conditions or initial set of conditions to run this batch process, whether can execute or not, that will return a value true or false. 99% it will be returning true. Okay, if you're returning false, then I think it will not, your server or a particular batch process will not work on it. Okay. Then, so no worry about this one. All your logics will be covered in a do work method. Okay. Next is request termination method. This and all. If you want to terminate a particular batch process, okay, when the user clicks the stop and all, request termination methods need to be called, and similarly check in initial conditions. These and all optional one to check for any batch process, but this is right. Override function do work method that you need to check it for any logic if you want to write and all. This will be comes into the picture. Okay. So method and property, other methods and property. What are the methods? That's what get description, increment operation, completed, failed. This and all leave it for once you are get into the work, right? To be more experienced into the more dig into the work and all, then it can come to here. Okay. So configure process plugin. This is also fine. Okay. Then how to create a plugin class and all. Configure iProcess plugin registry name. Okay. That specify a plugin and specifying interface. This is already available. Don't want to do what is it? Create again and again for batch process. Okay. If it is some other batch process, something want to do brand new and all, then you'll be doing this one. It's already registered in our systems, and they have explained it what is and all. Okay. Next is restart the server, how to reload the changes files. This is fine. Okay. Deploy batch process best practices. Okay, what are certain best practices you need to follow? And no current bundle for batch process. Okay. Transaction, every time you need to use a run with a new bundle. Okay. If you are committing certain things to the database, better to use a new bundle. Don't use a current bundle. Okay. Next is best practices queries. Yeah, keep your bundle size small and paging with regular comments. This is all fine. Okay, this is also this they are telling about the best practices. Okay, I have told initially like querying any entity. Okay, and I mean not filtering in the entry level and making a for loop for the entire result, right? That will give a memory issues and a bundle performance. That is what they are telling. This how it should be. Query.make of entity. Okay, it will give a list of 1 lakh object. Okay, that you are iterating here definitely will have a performance issue. So for that, to avoid that, query.make of entity dot, okay, uh, compare, then you have to filter the list out of 1 lakh. Suppose I want to have a AB contact is a one entity where first name starts with Divya, so it will filter here itself in the query objects. So dot compare of first name equals string Divya. Okay, so in the query object it will be like who are all have the first name Divya, say for 100 names, that alone will be get filtered and it will be resulted here. So you will be iterating only the 100 objects, not 1 lakh objects. Okay, even if you want to filter more, you can give for AND operator and you can filter much. Okay, that is what they are telling. Memory and bundle performance. See, better approach. Paging size. This is for paging size means uh, for a particular page. Okay, say for example, even though 100 record, you want to do a pagination. Pagination means you want to partition the page. Here they have mentioned 10,000 records, right? This will be get viewed by 250 records per each page. That is what they are doing. Set page size of 10,000 where first 10,000 will be there in out of 1 lakh record. Okay, in that it will be get result of 250 per page. That is what a pagination it will be telling of. Okay. Pagination with modifications. Okay, that is not much worry about it. Okay. So how to create a custom batch process? Let's see it here.
This demonstration will create a batch process that checks if an AB person has either a phone number or email. If they don't, flag the contact. This demonstration requires that you use training app, Guidewire Studio, and a supported web browser. Start by adding a type code to the flag entry reason type list to represent the new flag reason. Press Ctrl plus Shift plus N to search for the file. In the search field, type the name of the file. Double-click on the file name to open. Click on the Type Code button to add a new type code. Type the code value. Type the name value. Copy the name value and paste in the description field. Next, add a new type code to the batch process type list to represent the new batch process. Press Ctrl plus Shift plus N to search for a file. In the search field, type the file name. Double-click on the file name to open. Click on the Type Code button to add a new type code. Type the code value. Type the name value. Copy the name value and paste in the description field. Categorize the new type code with batch process type usage categories of schedulable and UI runnable. Right-click on the new type code. Select Add New and then Add Categories. Select the category type code. Click the Next button. Select the category type list. Select the category. Click the Finish button to save. Right-click on the new type code to add the next category. Select Add New and then Add Categories. Select the category type code. Click the Next button. Select the category type list. Select the category. Click the Finish button to save. Next, create a new package in GOSA class for the new batch process. Right-click on the GSRC package. Select New and then Package. Type the new package name. Click OK to save. Right-click on the new batch package. Select New and then GOSU class. Type the name of the new GOSU class. Click OK to save. The new GOSU class is created. Enter the code to meet the demonstration requirements. Examine the code. Line 9, the class extends batch process base. Lines 11 to 13, construct method must call super, passing appropriate type code value as an argument. Lines 15 to 17. The application calls the method to determine whether to start a batch process. Do not perform long-running operations such as a query. Guidewire recommends that you do not return false from the check initial conditions method unless the condition that triggered the false return value is likely to be temporary. If your overridden check initial conditions method returns false, the application freezes any ongoing work in the batch process, sets the last run status value in the server tool's batch process info screen to running, executes the check initial conditions method once a minute unless the return value becomes true, or you click stop in the batch process info screen for this batch process, or the repeat attempts timeout. Stops executing the check initial conditions method after 10 minutes and generates an error message in the application log. No one started batch process after 600 seconds. Lines 19 to 22, the application may want to terminate a batch process. such as when the process is run from the UI and the user clicks stop. The process is run from the API and the stop process command is received. The application is shutting down. The terminated requested property is checked in the do work method. Line 24, override the do work method. Lines 26 to 31, query looking for persons with no phone or email. Line 34, set operations expected with the number of items to be processed. Line 37, set a reasonable page size to minimize memory usage. Line 39, chunk up each page to keep the bundle size reasonable. Line 41, potential fails variable tracks the number of flags in the bundle in case the bundle fails. Lines 45 to 47, check if termination is requested prior to starting the bundle. Lines 49 to 61, flag the contact if they have not been flagged already. Specify the user to commit the bundle. Line 57, increment an internal counter for how many operations are completed. Lines 62 to 71, increment operations failed by the number of flags in the bundle. This is the sole reason for the try/catch. Lines 73 to 75, check if termination is requested after each bundle. Next, modify the existing process plugin class to include the new batch process. Note, the process plugin has not been created in all products, and if it has not been previously created, it is up to the implementer to do so. Press Ctrl+Shift+N to search for a file. In the search field, type the name of the file. Double-click on the file name to open. Line 6, add a uses statement with the path to the new goTo class. Lines 14 to 15, add a case statement for the new batch process. Restart the server to deploy all code changes. Click the Stop Server button. Click the Debug Server button to start the server. To test the batch process, log into Training app and run the batch process manually. Type the username for super user. Type the password for super user. Click the Login button. Press Alt+Shift+T to open Internal Tools page. Click the Run button to execute the flag no email or phone batch process. In Studio, examine the console output. A list of flagged contacts is displayed. Make a note of a contact and search for them in the UI to verify that a flag was added. Click the Gear button. Select Return to Training app link. Type the name of the contact in the search field. Click the Search button. In the search results, select the contact link. The no email or phone flag was added to the contact. This ends the Create a Custom Batch Process demonstration.
Okay, I know this is heavy. They have explained all the things. Okay, but let me go for a practical session. Okay, steps. I'm giving a pass. Is it good to follow? Priya, Vijay, anybody? Okay. Thank you. Let's go here. Let me create a new batch process, custom batch process. Okay. For what we can do is a simple, okay. For a personal auto policy, okay, sorry, this is a billing setup. For a personal auto policies, okay, all personal auto policy, if a certain coverage and with the particular what we can do, particular coverages exist and with the particular value on the coverage is selected, only that time one activity need to trigger in the policy. Activity trigger means here, say for example, here we have my activities, right? This one, blocked, pending renewal, all ordered. So this is one of the activity. So depends upon the certain criteria, this keeps on getting triggered. So ourselves also will make to create one activity that need to be get listed here only when the certain condition is satisfied. Okay, so that we can do it now through batch process. Okay. So for that, what we can do is first we have to create a 1 second. Let me close all these things, close all tabs. Okay. First, we'll go for a type list. Okay, batch process. What's a batch process type list? We have to go as batch process type. So the TTX, okay, it's already there, TTX files. So here, just expand like this. Okay. So first, let me tell you this one. See, this is a type code already available, gray out, right? This is already available in the OOTB. Okay. And in the OOTB itself, they have extended certain type list also. Okay. That's what this is, not black. Okay. TTX file. So once it is done, so if you check for these are all each type batch process. If you check in the UI, Alt Shift T, these will be available. Any batch process, okay, it will have this categories also. Okay, like that, we are going to do it. Click here, type list extension, then go here, add a type code. Okay, this much is stuck here. It's fine. Let it be. So we want to trigger activities. Okay, so PA value activities. Okay, underscore TR for our identification, and the name is same. We can copy and paste. Okay, done. So PA description, anything you can give it. PA value activities for training. Okay, done. If you check here, now I have created a type code, which means to create a new batch process. Now what I have to do is I have to add a category. Okay, right click, select this batch process, type code, right click, add new category, this one. Okay, and do for other two also category. So I'm not going to use it for API, so I'm just going to use for a UI runnable and schedulable. In the type list, you have to create a which one? Batch process type usage. Okay. Once you click this one, then you'll automatically get like this. Okay. UI runnable. Then go here. This is what is it? The batch process type. Batch process type usage. And here also you can go for schedulable. Okay, either way we have to go for schedulable and UI runnable. Okay, now this part is over. Okay, type list part is over. Now go to we need to create a class. Okay, for this one. Once you have done a data model change, right, just click save button so that it will be generating a meta classes for configuration. Okay, now we'll go for a we have to create a class. Let me check for this class. GSRC. Close all these things. Config. Okay, GSRC. GSRC. Next is GSRC com FPI batch BATCH. batch. We can create a class anywhere, but certain rules, best practices are there. Okay, let me take for a new one. Star batch. Okay, star dot js. Certain. They have created in a folder called process. Go to this folder. Here we have, okay. Now I don't want this one. To identify the folder. Now we'll create our class name. Go to this folder, okay. Right click, new, goes to class. Okay. Give your, what is it? Give your class name. Anything is fine. PA value, a report or activities. Okay, activities. Activity generation. This activities. Activities batch. Okay, underscore tr. Okay, now I have defined a new class. Okay, so once you define a new class, if you want to create a, treat as a batch process, you need to extend a batch process base. Batch process base. Okay, so once you extend this batch process base, you need to override a certain methods. That's what this error is showing. Okay, so first is just click this, you'll get to know. I process plugin and all fine. Now you have to construct it, initialize it. Okay, construct. Plain constructor is fine. Okay, you need to call a super method. This is and all mandatory. This doesn't going to change for any time. Okay, you can tell it in the interview process. Type dot. This why I'm thinking. I'm calling out. I'm going to call this type list, whatever our type list, right? PC underscore PA. This one, right? PA value activities dot p underscore PR. So I have initialized it and our what is it? Batch process base class. Okay. Now we need to override certain functions. That's what it's showing error. Override function. Function do work. Okay. It is okay. Work. See, now this error is gone. Okay. Now to be defined. To be defined. We'll do it to be defined or we need to define our logic. That is fine. So skeleton is first you have to create a batch process type list. Then you have to create a goSo class, which should extend batch process base. Then you need to construct where you have to call out and initialize the what is it, the type list. Then you have to override the method function called do work. Done. Now next, the leftover skeleton part is you have to map it both type list and the configuration, this goSo class, where you will map it. That is in the process plugin class. This first one, okay. This is where process plugin. See, that's what they have explained in the slide, okay. That one of the diagram, the process plugin that will be implementing iProcess plugin interface, okay. That will be calling out that each batch process. This only will create a batch process, okay, for the UI. So already placeholder is there. Just we need to put it our own customized things. So now case. Okay, what is the case is batch process type, okay, type dot tc underscore, what is it, pa our thing, okay, this is a case. So what you're going to return? Our newly created class file. This one, okay, and oh sorry, okay, intention all done. Okay, now you can compile once. So the skeleton is completed. First, this one, second, first type list, adding type list, next is a class, next is a mapping of both these things in the iProcess plugin. Okay, this you have to pretty much you have to explain in the interview things. A process plugin will be there that will be implementing an interface. Class implements means that is interface. Okay, iProcess plugin interface is there where it will be followed the create batch process. A create batch process. Okay, this method we need to override it. Okay, method create batch process space where need to override it. And here we need to map both the type list and our GoSo class. Okay, why? Because I didn't restart the server. That is what this error is throwing out. Because data model changes, right? TTX file. So it will not recognize exactly for building the things till the server start. Now we'll go for a logic. Till this is fine. Fine to go.
Yes, here.
Okay, fine. So now we'll have a logic. Okay, what I have going to do is first we'll so here we'll go. See, in real time you won't go for printer. Okay, not printer. Sorry, print statement. Okay, we will be going for a logger. Okay, logging activities. So here we'll go for a printing things. So batch processed, just click this one, copy and paste. Okay, for our identification. Okay, start. Okay, so we'll do for this, for need to have activities also. First we'll have a query a policy period. Querying a policy. I need to query a policy period where it need to satisfy a condition. Okay, policy period. Okay, pp query dot. I don't know which policy period, which thing I'm going to query and all. Just I'm going to query just policy period. Here we'll have lakhs of policies in a database real time. So once you have done it, alt enter. Okay. Oh, it should get it like this. Alt enter. Database. Done. So it will be import statement, automatically it will be getting. So this query will return some 10 lakhs record. So now I want to filter it where it need to be get which are all infos. I don't want to have what is it? I don't want to have any expired policies and all. Okay. So for that, what we'll go for is, I don't know whether that is available here or not. We'll check it off. Policy period query, check it. Okay, it's not here. Policy period query filters, generally it should be in policy period query filters is not there now. Okay, it should be available in the jar file. Alt enter. It is there. Good. So I want to just enforcing whether it is a infos, which means I don't want any. See, I don't want any expired policies. Now I'm passing this whatever here, right? This one. Control C, Control V. Done. So whatever I'm enforced policy periods, I will get it. Okay. Now go to I'm selecting this. Just I'm finish off it. Where infos stop me if I'm going fast or not. If you want to get repeated or so policy period query pp query dot why spelling mistake, that's fine. Query dot select, done. Okay. Okay, now I got so many policy periods which are in force, but I want to filter for only a personal auto line. We'll have in this here, right? In a real-time scenario, it will have a personal auto line, homeowners, LOB, so many policy period. I'm okay. So in that, I want to filter only, what is that? Personal auto line. Okay. So for that, what I'll do is where declaring PA only equal to enforced policy period. Okay, this one. Okay, where condition. Okay, conditions where ELT dot block started. This right. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I can change this period. Copy paste. Okay, period dot slow. Okay, slow period dot latest period dot personal auto line exist or not. If it's just homeowners line you want to check, you can check like that. Anything homeowners line, whichever LOB you want to check it. Okay. Next is the if you want, you can add some more details also, like any specific date like that also you can make none of it. As of now, I'm not using that. If you want, we can develop like that. Okay. Next, now EA only. Okay. Dot each. So here I will get a personal auto line policy periods. Okay. Say for example, 100 policies are there, personal auto. Now I'm going to iterate. Okay. PA, okay, PA dot, okay, this is fine. Now we'll have create one. Better to have a try catch. Try catch. Any exception, it is throwing off it. Then if it is exception means just throw the error. I'm not throwing error because we'll print something. What is the error and all? Okay. Exception. Okay, with that PA dot policy number. What policy number we need to know, right? Okay, now fine. So in this we need to create our logic. So now I have taken all. I have a query a policy period which are in force, and with that I took only personal auto line. Okay. Now I want to create an activity for that, for all policy period which satisfying certain coverage conditions. Okay. That logic will have in that method. So we'll create one. What is it? We'll create one method. Okay. Create activity, PA activity. Okay, PA activity for report logic or something else. Okay. So I want to pass the period. So this is a PA. See, if I'm clicking this one, you know what type of object. Okay. So relevant name, if you give it, it will be, it won't get any, you won't get any feedback in the code reviews and all. Okay, done. So now it is going to create an activity. Create activities. Activities. Okay, done. So now I want to develop this one. Okay, this is done. This is which one? Override do work method. Okay, so you have to do after the method, not in a do work method. Okay, you're calling out that function. This function you're going to make use of it here. You can use this private function, whatever is this. Okay, and okay. Now, what is the policy period you want to pass it, correct? Policy period object. Variable period. Okay, fine. So now structure is done. Now we'll go for the logic. Okay, print. Printer. Just give this names. That is fine. Okay. For which policy? Because once you run a batch, right, you'll get whichever condition satisfied the policies, those policies, everything will be comes into the picture. We don't know for which policy and all it is getting, I mean, this get functioned. That's where for logger, printing statements and all, we're making like this. Okay. Now we'll go for a particular, this one, logic. We want to check some coverages exist or not. If not, just give a exception. Okay. Sorry. Match A for exception. Any exception, okay. Now if it is done, print out, print, okay, print. What is the printers? Again, you can give for activity exception, you give for activity exception. Period or policy. Okay, now once it is done, right? Now we're going to do the logic. Logics. Okay. Check period dot. We know only period. It is period dot. What is a line? PA line, personal auto line. Okay, some coverage exists. What are the coverage we have is MedPay. If you give curve, you will get it. Okay, like this. Certain. It will suggest what are all the things available. Death liability coverage. Okay. So I'm going to give some death liability disability coverage. Disability coverage exist. If you want to check the Boolean condition, just click exist. Okay, if this coverage exists and period out, again the same thing will be there. Coverage dot period dot, this better to give like this also, or again you have to copy paste everything. Dot. Okay, it's not accepting. Again you give it. Okay. We need to have some value. Okay, gov dot term. So if you see any coverage, next step you have to check for any value, right? Then you have to check for term. Okay, death benefit term. Okay. Terms, these are the terms available. Okay, disability benefit term or death benefit term, whatever it is. This 3 terms are available. Okay, and these are all it's getters and setters method. You have to check only for this one. These are all methods. Okay, so like this, we'll go for first one. Death benefit term dot. It has its value. We'll check whether it is which type of value. Option. Okay, if you go for check, we don't know which one. whether it is integer type or option model or which and all, we don't know. Okay, so for that we can go like this. See, it is all comes from the product model. Okay, so now if you check here, it is an option coverage term, correct? Option coverage term. So now we have to check for values at all. I don't know really which value. We'll check it over. Option value. Okay, dot value equal to some string. Sec. Okay, checking double condition. Sorry. Value. Then it is fine. Just try get mat. Okay, CP locations. So this thing, put it in the conditions. That okay. If that is the case, if this condition satisfies, create activity. Create the activity of period. Okay. Okay. Now why it is a problem here? Cannot be applied to okay maths decimal. So okay. By this I understood only big decimal is used. Okay. Go to this one. Now it is fine. Big decimal. I don't know 1000 will put off. We'll check it over. Now we'll create one activity. Till this fine. I'm going to create next method of for activity. That is okay. 1 second. This activity, okay. It will take another 15 minutes for this. That's what I'm thinking. This is a method done. This is a method done. Okay, now we'll go for creating an activity. Okay, now this one. Now private function. Again, give a function. Okay, activity. Create activity. So this one you can come for here. Okay, where act pattern. I'm you going to use the existing activity pattern. Okay, act pattern is equal to activity. This is what I'm going to write. A thing is logic is to standard. What is the standard codes to create activities? Okay, activity pattern dot finder dot get activity pattern by code. Okay, I have to give some string. Which activity I need to trigger, that activity pattern I have to give. Where activity is equal to act pattern, this one, act pattern dot. I'm going to create a, which level of activity you want to create? Policy level, account level, job level. We are going to create for policy level. Okay. So based on the strings, we have to give it bundle. What is left over? Policy. So period dot policy. Okay, bundle I didn't create it. I will create now. Policy, comma, actors. What is that? Next is a subject. Act pattern dot subject. What is next is leftover is it will highlight. Okay, description. Act pattern dot description. Okay, next is a approval issue null priority. Okay, this will give us null. Next is a priority act pattern dot priority. Okay, next is the null. Next is a null. Not targeted, ended, this is null, not mandatory, null, done. So now we'll go for a activity dot, we need to assign to some user, okay. Activity dot assign user. User and default group, that is fine. For this activity is what is the user you have to give it. We'll give it a for underwriter. Period dot job dot underwriter is there. Yeah, he's there. So now it is done. Okay. Now go for print statement. Activity created and assigned. Activity created and assigned, okay, for our notification. Now for bundle, I need to create one bundle, okay. Transaction dot run with a new bundle. Run with, it is not coming. Run with the new bundle. It's not coming. Alt enter. If it does not come right, you have to go give it full transaction dot run with the new bundle. Okay, done. So here bundle blocks. Okay. Now it is done. Okay. So now you can give a copy, not copy, cut. You can give inside this. So this bundle is fine. Okay, now I have to give some activity pattern code. I don't know which activities are available. Let me check here. Go to here, business settings here, right? Activity patterns. Okay, super. CGW. Admin, this already blocked pending renewal, all ordered MBRs are there. We'll give different set of activities for our identification. Okay, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get bureau data. General instruction, legal review. We'll give this one, legal review. Okay, or verify coverage. This makes sense, right? Verify coverage. Okay. So once you click this activity, okay. Exclude business days, this days is fine. This is fine. Any other special condition? Target days is 2. We'll delete tone 10. It's fine. Fine. Escalation day is also 0. Otherwise, this condition somehow we need to satisfy them. Just update it. Fine. Our activity pattern. Verify coverage. What is the code for this activity? Code is this one. Okay. Code is coverage only they have given. Give the same. We have, right? Activity pattern code. Okay. So once you've given this activity code, okay, by this naming and all, activity pattern dot finder dot get pattern activity code and all, it will be get identify the particular activities and it will be get trigger off. Okay, only when this condition is satisfied, that disability coverage. Okay, with have the option value 1000. Okay, now we'll create. We'll restart the server once. I'll share you this code, whatever this class file. Okay, you can practice it. Build completed with one error. What is that error? No static property found for the descriptions on class type list. What is it? Okay, oh, no static property. Why it is not static? It's not coming. Now, number 123. Okay, here. Okay, this is also done. New return. Property found for DC and on class type batch process type. What is it? Batch process. Okay, this is also done. Batch process type. Priority return false. Line number 23. 23. Let me compile this one. Hello. So, but proper thing is right. Anytime if you're creating a batch, data model, once you restart the server, then start doing these things. Okay. That's why this problem. It will not be able to identify in the subsequent areas without starting the server and all. For data model changes alone. Okay, 9, 10 now. Okay. Let me stop here today, and tomorrow we'll see, because we need to, once the server start, right, it will take another 5 to 6 minutes, and we have to do a test data for it with this coverage and all, and we have to run a batch process we have to verify with this activity is getting triggered or not. Okay, so Rashik, can you share your screen?
Yes, Divya.
Rest people, if you want, can be remind in the call. I'll be showing continue tomorrow only. I'm going to see for Rashika things. Yeah, thank you. Stop sharing, sorry. Okay.
You want to see my screen?
Cover is up, right?
Yeah, it is up.
Okay, now this is a show rating worksheet. That's a problem, correct? No, policy expired. Okay.
So user role, it's good. Have we verified?
Okay. SEO for that two roles are there. Permissions are there. Rating worksheet and rate view.
Yeah, go to admin,
Users.
users.
SEO, type SEO, yeah. Search. Roles. Super user, sorry. Super user. Roles. Okay. You have producer, user admin, and writer. Click under writer. Okay. Arrange by code. Click on code. Down. Yeah. Again, one more time. This has been ascending order. We'll go for descending order. Okay. Go to next few pages where it starts with R. It is B. Yes. No. Next. Fourth page, fifth page.
Looking for view rating, right?
Rate R. It will starts with R.
I think code it will starts with view, I think, right?
Yes.
View rate book, something like that.
No. R only.
Oh, okay.
Rating, view, rate worksheet, like that.
Rating worksheet view.
Rating
Rate.
worksheet view is the rate book view. Yeah, these two things are mandatory. Fine now. Okay. Code hydrate. Okay. Request to code. Everything is fine. Yeah. Now go to the policy. Mm. You have rate books also, correct? Rate books, rate worksheets also there.
Yeah, rate books are there in the admin.
For him, for us.
Yeah, we have.
Okay. Select for personal auto line. Search. Okay. Okay, you have it. Not a problem. Okay, now go to policy. Okay, now go to copy submission. No, actions, you go to copy submissions. Left action. Copy submission. I just code the policy.
Correct, yes, and
Yes, that's not a problem. Give okay.
next code.
Yeah, code. Okay, now override rating came. Okay, then some thing is problem. Okay, Alt Shift W. Okay, go to that code screen. It's a submission wizard yesterday. Copy paste. Okay, Control Shift N. The first one. Click, double click. Okay. I guess your screen freeze. Okay, not a problem. Go to properties. Scroll down and properties. Yeah. Scroll down. Down. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, right. Share section mode in that class. Can you click of PC of what is it? PA line, personal auto line, last. Fine. Okay. Can you give a control? Now, side personal auto line. Rating queue panel set. This is okay. On your referring here, line mode everything is fine. Okay. Control V. Okay. Now this you are getting. This is not getting. First, let me check this visibility conditions. Video resource properties. This for CP line, no? Okay. Okay. Array hide if editable editor readable is. This is not false only. Fine. Okay. Nothing change over it. Okay. And properties this button. Okay. In edit mode. This. Something title badge only visible when collapsed. It's also not a problem. Okay, now we go for this one. Okay, now this also. Okay, now this is getting search buttons is true. Fine. Now child. Pause. Show confirm message override. Action label. Okay, override rating. Show confirm message. Big button visible true. Okay, now this one. Show confirm message. Same thing I have given. Style classes big button. This also. Nothing changes also there. Available. Will have make it true. Not necessary, but so. This is not right. This one make it available also true only. Take one. Hello. Okay. I'm sorry. Or shift L. Done. Success. Edit. Go. Okay, still it is a problem. But this is the last thing we can make it off. Okay. Not sure why it is getting also. Okay, can you do one thing? Sometime, right? You give this one, invalidate catch. Okay. Once this is done, everything will be rebuilt. Okay. And this server also get restarted. And again, the studio will be open. Let me do this alone. After that, you can do a restart a server. Clear, download, or share it. It's okay, fine. The studio will be closed and restarted. Okay. You'll get a pop-up again. Again, you will get a studio, okay, and restart the server and do edit policy transaction again and check over it, okay. If it is not there, again we'll do some other thing, build a project, rebuild a project like that.
Vijay, right, talking? How
Sorry,
do you
sorry,
use in the call?
sorry.
Hello, Divya.
Yeah.
Who is in the call other than us? Had completed the ratings, right? He can able to view the rating. Who is that?
No, yours are only we only who are all in the course meeting.
No. Who can able to view the rating button available?
Vijay is here.
Vijay,
Yeah.
what are the steps you have followed? As for the
PowerPoint steps only. I have not done any other changes other than the PowerPoint steps. So I followed the PowerPoint and I have added the user role, underwriter role for SU, and I restarted the server, and I'm able. I created a copy submission policy, and I'm able to see.
Rashika, sometimes this for this cache memory and all not work properly and all, it will be happen. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay. See, we have option for invalid cache. If that is also not work, again, we have to go for build, right? Build tab on top of it. We have to give the rebuild project and all. It is minor problems. Some things it will be mess up like this only. Once this is load up, right? You restart the server and try edit the policy and code the policy again. Okay. Let me know it in the WhatsApp itself. Don't want to wait for tomorrow. Okay.
Vijay,
Yeah.
can you share that document in WhatsApp?
It's not tough to get it in the WhatsApp.
Then you
Here
should
I have
share
shared. You have, or do you
you
want
should
me to
share
share?
in the this Zoom meeting.
Okay,
After
okay.
the call, it is going to disconnect. I'm not able to download it.
Oh, okay.
Or you can add into the drive also, the daily adding the videos, right?
Okay. Now I'll be
Or,
download it. Oh, this is a machine.
I think chat history won't be there, right? To download right now. Are you able to see the chat history?
I think it won't be.
Yeah. If you want, I can send it to you, Rashekar.
Yeah, send me Vijay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Vijay.
Yeah.
Let me know this, okay? Once
Okay.
index is, you have to wait for this things has to complete the right corner, right? Scanning file to index.
Okay.
Yeah, once
Okay,
after
thank
it's done, then you have to restart the server.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.